On a warm spring afternoon, a little girl named Clara skipped through the park, her fingers curled tightly around the string of a shiny red balloon. It bounced and bobbed above her head like a cheerful friend, catching the sunlight with every sway. She had picked it herself from the balloon man's cart, a bright red one, round and perfect, with a long white ribbon trailing from its knot. "I'll name you Ruby," she whispered, smiling up at it. "You're mine now." Ruby, the balloon, had never felt more proud. Of all the balloons on the cart, Clara had chosen her. She floated with pride, dancing on the breeze as Clara wandered through flower patches and under willow trees, chattering happily. But then, just as Clara bent down to pick a daisy, a sudden gust of wind tugged hard on Ruby's string. Clara's fingers slipped, and before she could grab it again, Ruby broke free and soared up, up into the sky. "No, Ruby!" Clara cried, reaching up with both hands. But Ruby didn't stop. She couldn't. She rose above the trees, past the rooftops and chimney tops, spinning with delight in the open sky. "I'm flying," she thought, dizzy with excitement. "I'm free. I'm going higher than any balloon has ever gone." Below, Clara's face grew smaller and smaller until she was only a speck near the pond, her little hand still reaching out. Ruby climbed through the clouds, thrilled by the rush of air and the way the world shrank beneath her. Birds swooped past with curious glances. Airplanes drifted far in the distance. "Look at me now," Ruby beamed. "I'm not just a balloon, I'm an explorer of the skies." She sailed over towns and farms, cities and rivers, and for a while she thought this must be the greatest adventure in the world. But as the sun began to dip, the sky turned softer, quieter. The clouds weren't playful anymore, they loomed heavy and grey. Ruby spun gently, slower now, her ribbon trailing like a tired sigh. For the first time, Ruby looked down and noticed how far away everything was. The people, the children, the laughter, Clara, gone. The wind whistled colder up here. There was no one to talk to, no warm hand to hold her string, no voice to whisper her name. Ruby drifted alone, and in the silence a thought fluttered through her. "I flew so high, but all I really wanted was to be held." She missed the tug of Clara's hand, the joy in her smile, the way she looked up at her with love. Ruby thought of the daisy Clara had picked and wondered if she had ever found another friend that day. The stars began to peek out, and the moon rose pale and quiet. Ruby felt her air growing thin, her body less round. She wasn't made to stay in the sky forever. Balloons, after all, were meant to float, but only so far. So, with all the strength she had left, Ruby began to drift downward. Slowly at first, then with more purpose. She rode the soft winds, lowering through clouds and over rooftops, dipping below the streetlights and trees. Far below, Clara sat curled on a park bench with her chin in her hands. She hadn't left, not yet. She had waited. She looked up one last time before going home and saw something red floating down like a quiet miracle. "Ruby," she whispered. Ruby landed gently beside her, the ribbon brushing Clara's foot like a tiny wave hello. Clara gasped, then scooped the balloon into her arms. She hugged it close, cradling it like a lost treasure. "You came back," she said with a teary smile. "I knew you would." Ruby, no longer flying, didn't mind at all. In Clara's arms, she felt fuller than she ever had in the sky. She didn't need the clouds or the stars. She only needed this, to be held, to be loved, to belong. The two walked home together, hand in ribbon, under the glow of the setting sun. And Ruby thought, maybe I had to fly too high to know how much I wanted to stay close.